guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. Today I'm bringing y'all a tag video. Annie over at Nourished Beauty tagged me in the Going Green tag. I had originally seen this tag done by Rachel over at Green Beauty and Lifestyle. If you haven't seen Rachel's videos, she's very new to YouTube, and so I will link her channel down below. She has put out some great videos and great content, and I've been really enjoying getting to know her. So Annie went ahead and tagged me in this video. So if you'd like to know why I switched my products to natural and non-toxic, go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so the first question is, what started it all out for you? For me, before I really made the big switch, about a year before, I had started looking into ingredients like a little bit. I didn't use any shampoos or body washes with parabens or sulfates, and for me, I thought that was good enough. And about the end of July, beginning of August, I was noticing that I wasn't really happy with how my skin was looking. I was having some breakouts, but my skin really just looked very dull and very lackluster, and I just felt like nothing was really changing that. My problem areas and concerns would go away for a little bit, and I'd feel really good about my skin, and then they would just come back later, probably like a few weeks to a month later. And so I'd been frustrated with my skin probably about 3 months prior to July. And so at the end of July, beginning of August, somewhere around that time, I had stumbled across Laura of Laura's Natural Life. I don't know how, I don't know, on YouTube. When I found Laura's channel, I was very intrigued by what she was talking about, which is that the chemicals in conventional products are not good for your skin. So the things that you're putting onto your skin are not really feeding and nourishing your skin and your body. And I just found myself very pulled towards that information, and it was something that I just started researching a lot about and looking more into. And I got online and was looking at some of the brands that people were talking about, and I was figuring, okay, this is about how much I spend on makeup and skincare anyways. Why not try anything new? It can't hurt me to try new products. And so I think the first things I switched out were my face wash, my mascara, my conditioner, and then a few other things that I'm not really remembering. And so that is kind of what started it for me. What was the first thing to go? So my first thing that I switched out was my face wash. Up until that point, the majority of my skincare was Origins. After my new information that I had, I started looking into their products more and realizing that that wasn't really something that I wanted to continue using. And so I switched out my Origins Checks and Balances face cleanser for the Tata Harper Regenerating Cleanser. That is the very first step in my skincare, is what I'm going to wash my face with. The next question is, what are you, or what did you struggle with to let go of? Before I decided to stop using conventional products, I had just picked up the Benefit Air Patrol Eye Primer. I really enjoyed having something that made my eyeshadow stick because I do have oily lids and oily skin around my eyes for the most part, and I had used that for like 2 days, and then I looked up the ingredients and I was like, yeah, I don't want to use this. And so I stopped using it, and that's been the hardest thing because the eye primers that I've used and that I've tried haven't really worked out for me. The Breeja Cosmetics Adhesive Eye Wax has been the best one I've tried for multiple eye shadows that I'm going to be using, but on days where I just want to wear one eyeshadow, for some reason that doesn't work for me. Anyway, so I would have to say eye primer. What has been your best find? Either a green product or a tip that you are really glad you have found or learned about. So my answer seems to be the same as some other people's answers, and that is oil cleansing. Oil cleansing has been so wonderful for my skin, and it is something that I just absolutely love using in my skincare routine. So I didn't really know much about oil cleansers when I switched. I was still using, you know, the Tata Harper one a lot, and I still use that to exfoliate my chin and my nose, to clear my pores right there and to keep away those blackheads. But I connected with Ashlyn on Instagram kind of around the time that I switched, and I really had a lot of conversations with her about oil cleansing, and she gave me some really helpful insight and advice. And so I researched a little bit more about why oil cleansing is beneficial for your skin, and once I started doing that, you know, I've never really looked back. And so for me, it is just the best way to take off my makeup and clean my skin before I go into like my toner and my masks and my spot treatments. I just really love what it has done for my skin. What has been the worst thing about going green? What has been the hardest to transition or find an adequate green replacement of? I think the worst thing, maybe not the worst thing because I don't want to say it's negative, but I think the hardest thing is learning what your skin likes and what your skin doesn't like. And I found that it was also really hard to allow my skin to detox. So meaning that getting used to these good nourishing ingredients while it was kind of detoxing out all of the bad ingredients that I was using. I found that, you know, when I was still trying to find a toner, I was still using my Origins toner and I could use it for a couple of weeks, but then at some point the toner burned my skin, and so it had never done that before, but my skin was stinging and it was a little bit pink, and that really showed me like, wow, once I stop using certain things, even when I'm still incorporating something else with not very good ingredients, it still affects my skin. And so that really for me was a big eye-opener, like, this is a good thing I'm doing, this is really making a difference in my skin. And then figuring out which natural ingredients and which products are good for my skin and which do my skin still not really love. So along with that, it was having patience with my skin and really watching my skin. So since going green, I've been very in tune with, okay, when I eat these certain things, this is what I notice in my skin. When I don't do this, this is what I notice in my skin. And then the second part of that question was what has been hardest to replace. But I would definitely say eye primer is the hardest one to switch over to for me. Anything else to add? Any tips or tricks to pass on? So one tip I have, I kind of already touched on, is to just be patient with your skin. Be patient with yourself in learning about these ingredients, learning about why we should cut out certain things from our skincare and from our makeup, and really just, you know, allowing yourself to experience it at your own pace. So my biggest piece of advice is to just be patient with yourself. Don't feel rushed like you have to be at a certain place to switch, or don't feel like you have to go out and buy A, B, C, D, E, F, G all the way, you know, to make the switch. Start really simple. Start with one thing. I would say start with 1 to 3 things that you use the most. So for me, the 3 things that I use the most are going to be a good face wash, a good foundation, and a good mascara. And go from there. You know, I didn't really jump out and go buy a highlight because I didn't really use highlighter that much, but just have patience with yourself and really listen to your skin and watch your skin and start noticing, you know, when I eat or drink this, this is what happens, because I've learned that this is just a very holistic approach. It's not just about what ingredients I use in my skincare and my makeup, but what I eat also has an effect on it as well. So if you are thinking about switching over your products, just know that it can be done, and there is lots of valuable resources here on YouTube, on Instagram, and a lot of really great bloggers as well. Go with what is reasonable for you financially. You know, switching your products can be expensive, but that doesn't mean you have to drop all this money all at once to do it. Just go at your own pace is what I'm trying to say. So that is it for my Going Green tag. I encourage everyone to do this video. I would really love to see other people's thoughts and kind of learn a little bit more about why people decided to switch. I will go ahead and tag some people down below who I would like to learn about why they made the switch to green beauty, but anyone is welcome to join either. If you don't have a YouTube channel, I would love to see what you post about on Instagram, and if you do have a YouTube channel, I would love to see your video as well. So if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below answering some of these questions. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye guys!